summarizing everything. That's all it's long answers. It's not the short answers. So open book, you might get all that. But then closed book, it's not there. Yes, Sarbani Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Mataji, how many questions will be there?
Yeah, out of 10 questions, you need to answer 8.
Okay. Hare Krishna Mataji. Yeah. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, everyone. So let's start. Okay, so chapter 6 is basically about advancing in Ashtanga Yoga. This Aruruksha to Aruda stage. So we'll see a little bit more. So first 6 chapters are basically about Karma Yoga. And now Krishna slowly reached to Ashtanga Yoga. And then 7th chapter, he'll just lead us to Bhakti Yoga. So what's the link? In chapter 5, Krishna described how to attain liberation by Nishkama Karma Yoga. Okay. And then he gave a hint about Ashtanga Yoga. Chapter 6, right? And in chapter 6, Krishna will describe Ashtanga Yoga in greater details. Okay, please let me know if my voice is breaking, if later the chat or something. Okay, so he's slowly leading us to the chapter 6. In this chapter 6, Krishna describes Ashtanga Yoga in greater details as a means to control the mind and senses. That's what is important. So yoga is basically means what? What do you mean by the word yoga? Can you put in the chat? They mean the word yoga means what? The real meaning. Nowadays, the meaning have changed. Yeah, connection to whom, Charumataji? Connection to, yes, God, right? So yoga is basically connecting to God. So either you can connect to God through karma, that's karma yoga, through jnana, jnana yoga, dhyana, dhyana ashtanga yoga, bhakti. So bhakti yoga. Now, where is that connection now in this present world? They have so-called yoga practice and everything. Where is that connection? Are we really getting connected to God? No. When I went for yoga training for like 1 month, what basically I experienced is my back pain got relieved. I had a lot of back pain. And then I went, they showed us different postures, all the asanas. And when I did that, slowly, all the back pain and all these discomforts of the body went. But what happened to the mind? Nothing happened to the mind. And there was no connection with God at all in the yoga class. And later on, the shavasana, everyone was sleeping, snoring and sleeping. We go for yoga class to have a nice sleep, actually, because our yoga master will be like, she'll say that, loosen all your body parts, and then imagine you're flying in the air and something like that. And then in shavasana, everyone literally sleeping and snoring, and she has to wake all of us out. And so that was not the real yoga. No, so real yoga means connecting to God. Nowadays, it's just physical exercise and gymnastic, office yoga, goat yoga, and so many things. And it has become like so popular in Western world and everything. People are like mad behind yoga. No. But that's not the real meaning of yoga. Means connecting to God. That is very important. And prerequisite for practicing advanced stages of Ashtanga Yoga, one must be purified through the practice of Nishkama Karma Yoga. The conclusion is, by discussing Ashtanga Yoga in detail, Lord Krishna established it as a difficult practice. Okay, and therefore one should reject it in favor of Bhakti Yoga. Now, many asked me, why Krishna is talking about Ashtanga Yoga in one full chapter of Bhagavad Gita? No, we should know that it's impractical first, no? We should know that it's not possible, so that he can give a better option. No? So if I give you only one option, you feel like, oh, why should I take it? But then if I say that there is 3 options, and that option is impractical, it's very difficult. It's very difficult to go through that path. And you have an easy process, Bhakti Yoga. So you take up Bhakti Yoga. That's why Krishna is just showing us a glimpse of Ashtanga Yoga and later on saying how difficult it is. But all that starts because for the mind control. So advancing in yoga through detached work. Ashtanga yogis like Nishkama Karma yogis engage in detached work to advance. Right? True renunciation manifests in detachment from possessiveness and enjoying propensities, and not necessarily in cessation of activities. It's not stopping of activities, right? So when Srila Prabhupada was using car, all his god brothers were criticizing. You're a sannyasi and you're using a car. See, all the other yogis are just walking on the road. So what did Prabhupada say? Does anyone know? You heard who are attentive in today's Bhagavatam class by Namanishta Prabhu, you know. Yes, Neeraja Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Whoever goes in a car can reach the temple early and can do services. But whoever walks and go, it will be too late to reach the temple and do services to the God. And too much of endeavor is also not good because the body get tired and they'll not be able to do the devotional service properly to Krishna.
Yeah, but Prabhupada gave, yes, almost same answer, but Prabhupada said that, let them walk and come. I will reach fast and then give my lecture on Krishna consciousness, so that before the other yogis reach, I can reach and start speaking about Bhakti Yoga and Krishna consciousness, so that I can convert all of them to Krishna consciousness. Okay, so that I won't be late. And Prabhupada don't have much time. Prabhupada had less time. He's like, I have to complete so many things. So why, and going to different countries in different part of the world, it's not possible if you don't use a flight, right? In flight, you can just go in few hours, which Prabhupada did. That's why the International Society for Krishna Consciousness has spread so much, just because Prabhupada have used all these facilities in Krishna consciousness, right? So he is not using for his sense gratification. Prabhupada never went to America for sense gratification and never took a flight for a trip. It was for Krishna. So Krishna consciousness is the ultimate plane of selflessness, because a devotee only desires the pleasure of Krishna. Only desire is pleasure of Krishna, nothing else. Anya bilashita shunya. He doesn't have any other desire. Jnana karma dhanavritam anukulene Krishna shinam bhakti rupam. So he was favoring Krishna consciousness, and his only desire is to give pleasure to Krishna. If this is our intention, then our bhakti will advance like anything. If this is our intention, if you don't have any selfish motive behind your japa, behind studying scriptures and everything, doing devotional services, okay, then Krishna will start reciprocating. That's called the pure bhakti or the prema state. Criteria for perfect sannyasi and a perfect yogi. Karma yoga is better than Ashtanga yoga. Ashtanga yoga is a means to control your mind and senses, and it's very difficult, especially in this age. Right, one who decides to practice. So, can someone give why is it very difficult? This special age, Ashtanga yoga. What are the different reasons why you think Ashtanga yoga won't work? Like yama, niyama, asana, pranayam, pratyahara, dharana, and all that. Yes, Sridevi Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. To perform Ashtanga yoga, we should go to a clean place like a
yes. Clean and secluded place, no?
Secluded place. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Is it available now? No. So today's sloka also in Srimad Bhagavatam class was that Shuchau Deshe should be clean and a secluded solitary place. Yes, Shreya Mataji, what are the other reasons why Ashtanga?
Mind is not fixed, Mataji. It is disturbed.
Definitely, you won't get concentration. Even if you go, Kumar Prabhu also says, mind is not stable. Even if you go to Himalayas, okay, just imagine we are in Himalayas and we sit in a quiet place and then we thought of meditating. But then what will happen? Our mind will be inside our home there. Even if we are in Himalayas, the mind will be there, or we'll be thinking about something else. And the mind is, we can't concentrate only, even for a few minutes. Okay, they do a meditation. There are many devotees who do meditation. But then what are you meditating on? You should meditate on the form of the Lord, the Shyam Sundar form of the Lord, or the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. But just some vacuum, just the chakras and the breathing, it's not possible completely to attain perfection or samadhi in one life. Yes, Sarbani Mataji, what is the other reason?
Mataji, we can't sit at one place for more than 60 minutes. So this is not recommended.
Yeah, can't sit in one place for more than 16 minutes. Yes, Neeraja Mataji. Other reasons.
A lot of disturbance, Mataji. Here, a lot of disturbance is there, a lot of sound. So we can't.
Yes. So Kali Yuga, it's not possible only. So Ashtanga Yoga, it's very difficult. So initially only Krishna just mentions it. And one who desires to practice Ashtanga Yoga should not suddenly give up prescribed Odiya Karma Yoga that purifies the heart. Yes, Prakash Parekh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, the lifespan in Kali Yuga is very short.
Yeah, very nice point. Yes, yes. That's I forgot that. Yes, that's a real main reason actually. Prayena alpayusa sabya kalavasmini yukechana manda sumanda madhya manda baki ubhadrata. Prayena alpayusa sabya. Our great grandparents lived like 100 plus, but then parents, no, we don't know how long we'll live. And as Prabhu said, going and doing Ashtanga Yoga for so many years, where do we have time? We don't have much time also, and the lifespan is very, very short. That's one of the main reason why Ashtanga Yoga is not practical in this particular age. See, Ashtanga Yoga can be done. Okay, you can do pranayama, pratyahara, all that. But reaching samadhi in one life, that's not possible. Okay, that's not possible. And those who are retaining samadhi, they are continuing their, might be your practice from so many years. But still, it cannot be continued. Prabhupada's like, even the yogi practice and all is for just for the body. For your soul, it's the devotional service or bhakti yoga which can be continued. And this is one of the reasons, the lifespan, that Ashtanga Yoga is not going to work in Kali Yuga. Since a karma yogi renounces results of his action, he's called sannyasi. But his mind doesn't dwell on enjoyment of sense objects, he's called a yogi. So what is the criteria of work success? Satisfaction of Krishna. We should do whatever service we do is for Krishna's pleasure. A Krishna conscious person has no desire for self-satisfaction. His criteria of success is satisfaction of Krishna. Thus, he's a perfect sannyasi or a perfect yogi. So, Lord Chaitanya also prayed the same thing. Can someone explain this verse? Nadanam najanam na sundarim kavitam vajapradesha kamaye mama janmani janmaneshware bhavadar bhakti rahetu kitve. What is the meaning? This is Shishtastaka. I request all of you, you're all Bhakti Shastri students, please chant Shishtastaka daily before chanting your rounds. And in temple also, 4:30 a.m. we start Mangalarati, and then there is Tulsi Arati, Narsimha Arati, Tulsi Arati, and then we chant Shishtastaka, the 10 offerings. So what is the meaning of this, Shreya Mataji?
I don't desire any men, any women, followers, wealth. I only want to serve you birth after birth.
Yeah, Bhavadar Bhakti Rahetu Kitvai, right? So, what is the thing which Krishna rejects here? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is rejecting what in this particular verse? Okay, he don't want dhanam, he don't want followers, he don't want women, and he want bhakti. But he's also rejecting one more thing. Can someone identify? I'll give a clue. Mama Janmani Janmaneshware. That's the clue. He's rejecting, Shreya Mataji, liberation. He's rejecting liberation. He don't want moksha also. He's saying, let me take Punarjanma again and again. No problem, Krishna. Let me take Mama Janmani Janmanish. Let me take Punarjanma. How much of a Punarjanma you want? Let me take. But I should get your bhakti or devotional service. Okay. Who prayed that according to my karma, let me be born as even an insect, but let me be born as an insect in a devotee's family or in a house of a devotee. Who prayed like that? In the chat. Who, or you can just say, who prayed? Who's this? Sridevi Mataji, correct. Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Okay, Bhakti Vinod Thakur prayed that, let me take a rebirth as an insect, no problem. But I should take a rebirth as an insect in a devotee's house. Why? Because if he is an insect in the devotee's house, early morning he can hear the japa, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare. Okay, just imagine there's an insect in your house. That insect would be hearing the japa, right? Second, if some you offer to Krishna and then take prasad and some particles of prasad fell down on the floor or something, the insect can taste it, the prasad, and there'll be Harinam going on, or there might be some lecture of Prabhupada, or you will be hearing Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. So the insect is also getting benefited, even though because of some karma, it is in that particular body. So that's what Haridas Thakur said. Even they get delivered just by hearing the Harinam. So detached action is same as renunciation because both require freedom from desire for sense gratification. Real sannyas, yoga, or bhakti implies knowledge of its constitutional position as living entity. So what's a constitutional position? That we are part and parcel of the Supreme. Which is the sloka which says we are part and parcel of Krishna? And I'll mute everyone. Does anyone remember?
Mame Vamsho Jiva Loke.
My Vamsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhutasana.
Yeah, Sudha Mataji, can you say the sloka?
Mamai Vamsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana.
Manashastra
Manashastra Indiani Binna Prakriti Astada.
Prakriti Stani Karshati. Okay. You mixed. Okay, so the first two lines are right. Mameva Amsha Jiva Loge Jiva Buddha Sarana. Mameva Amsha. Krishna says, they are my part and parcel. So we are, as part and parcel of my body, the hand has to serve my body. So as part and parcel of Krishna, we have to serve Krishna. We should understand this. Okay, we should. Prabhupada says there's a big machine. Okay, and there's a small screw which is loosened, or the screw fell down. Will the machine work? No. But the screw is attached to the machine, the whole machine works. So we as part and parcel, we should be attached to Krishna. Then only our real function happen. Or the constitutional question is, Jivera Sarubhoi Krishna Nityadas. We are the servants of the Lord. Gopi Bhaktur Padakamala Das Das and Das. If you understand your constitutional position, means my real position. Mukti Swarupa Vavasthita. What is Mukti means liberation means Swarupa. What is our real Rupa? We should know that. And conditioned state means when you are entrapped by material energy or Maya. And the real neutral state, natural state is when living entity is Krishna conscious. So our natural state is Krishna consciousness. If the disease state is Maya conscious. So we were all in diseased. We had Bhava Roga. And now we need Bhava Aushadhi. That's the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Bhakti Thakur says, Inechi Aushadhi Maya Nashibarala Bhagi Harinama Mahamantra Lautu Mimaki Jeev Jago Gora Chanda Bole Kota Nidra Jaya Pishachirako. So the Jiva, living entity, is sleeping on the lap of the witch called Maya. So many janmas. We forgot Krishna. Now Gaura Chandra, Gauranga Mahaprabhu is calling us, Jeev Jago, get up, waking soul, sleeping soul, and then call out to the Lord. Enechi Aushati Maya, Nashibarulagi, Harinama Mahamantra Lavatumimari. So he got us Harinam because that's Bhava Aushati. Then when the living entity ceases all sensory activities and then act according to the spiritual constitution, that is stage of complete knowledge. And how yogis achieve the stages? By restraining senses from attachment. They just try to control. But that's not real detachment, right? Devotee, how does he attain? By constantly engaging in Krishna conscious activities. He has no opportunity to engage senses in anything other than Krishna, right? He just have to engage all his senses in Krishna service. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevana Bhakti Sarvapadi Vinirmuktam Tattarat Vinirmalam Rishikena Rishikesha. Our senses are used in serving Krishna senses. So what happens? Detachment naturally comes. And mind definitely start controlling. So what's the failure of jnana and yoga? If we do not give up activities of selfish natures. Okay, so in so we just finished the sloka 1. But I have to add slokas to the slides. Next time I'll do that. Sri Bhagavan Vaja Anashrita Karma Phalam Karyam Karma Karotiya Sasanyasi Chayokesha Nani Ragnirna Kar Chakriya. So the Supreme Personality God is that one who's unattached to the fruits of his work and who work as he is obliged is in the renounced order of life, and he is true mystic, not he who lights no fire and perform no duty. So he's like, you have to do your duty and then you should not be attached to the fruits of the results. So that's what he speaks about Nishkanga Karma Yoga in the first sloka. And there also Prabhupada speaks about the Shishtashaga sloka, how a devotee should be. Yam sanyasam idi prahu yogam tam vidi pandava nahi asanyashta sangalpo yogi bhavati kashana. What is called renunciation? You should know to be same as yoga, or linking oneself with the Supreme or son of Pandu. For one can never become a yogi unless he renounces the desire for sense gratification. The desire for sense gratification should be gone. We all have desires. Only a stone cannot have desire. Even Krishna had a desire. What was Krishna's desire? Krishna had some desire. That's why he came. What was his desire?
Serve the devotees.
Yeah, he wanted to give pleasure to his devotees and serve his devotees. Yes, then that was one.
To know the mode of Radharani Mataji.
That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
No.
Oh.
To kill all the miscreants and uplift the dharma, followers of dharma.
Yeah, so to re-establish dharma and then
Yes,
to
dharma.
take away all the adharma. Yes, that was again Krishna's desire.
He wants his children back to come to his home back.
That's one thing. Dharma, establishing dharma and everything. Yes, to give pleasure. And there's one more reason.
To know
remove the
like how
discreants.
the Vaikuntha Leela happens.
All the
Glimpse of
discreants
Vaikuntha.
must be
The
removed.
disgrace should be removed and the devotee should be protected. Yes, Sri Devi Mataji, what?
To know the like glimpse of Vaikuntha Leela so that we can meditate.
Yes, to do his pastimes. He had a desire to do his pastimes. He had a desire to have friends. He had a desire to one more desire was when Lord Ram came, there were 16,000 sages in the Dandakaranya forest, and they wanted to be with the Lord. And the next Janma they came as gopis in order to fulfill their desire. So to fulfill the desire, to please the devotees, to do his pastimes, to protect devotees, to annihilate miscreants or kill the demons and establish dharma, to uplift people. So all these are the reasons, other desires which Krishna had. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's to establish dharma also. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's desire was, what was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's desire? Yes, Mataji
To
said.
understand Radha's
Harinam.
feelings towards
To
Krishna.
understand Radharani's mood, love and happiness. Then
To spread Harinam.
spread
Sankirtanam.
Sankirtan. Sarvani Mataji.
To fulfill Advait Acharya's
Yes.
words, his devotees' words that he has,
Yes.
called him. So,
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
To fulfill his devotees' desire, that is request Advaita Acharyas. And one more reason.
To spread the Samkirtana as a movement to reach to Krishna.
Yeah, Sankirtan movement.
Spread the Harinam.
To spread, yes, Harinam. One more reason.
Yuga Dharma, to establish
Yuga Dharma. Then to know his own glories, his own glories. And Krishna was like, what is there in me which Radharani feels so happiness? So I want to know my own sweetness, to taste his own sweetness of glory. So Krishna also had desired. So Prabhupada's like, who can have a desire? Only living being or a person can have a desire, no? Does animal might have sense gratification desires, but then only they are also living. So they have a form. Like only a person who is a person can have a desire. In the sense, a stone cannot have desire. So Prabhupada's like, how can the impersonalists or Mayavadi say that the Lord is having no form? Because somebody having no form, how can they have desire? Like air doesn't have a form. So does it have desire? No. So like anything, so which doesn't have a form, does it have desire? So Lord is a person and he have desire. So this is the proof given in the Shastra, right? That the Lord had desire. So the real aim of life is to give up selfish satisfaction. We all have desire, but we need to purify it and use it for Krishna's service. Then devotee in Krishna consciousness. Then that is the real yukta vairagya. Anasaktasya vishaya yatarham upayunchate nirbandhe Krishna sambandhe yukta vairagya muchyate. So if we associate, use everything in Krishna service, then it becomes Krishna taste, or that desire also gets purified. Who fails is this aim. Madhavendra Puri had a desire, no? What was that? Does anyone remember? Madhavendra Puri, who got the Gopal and then in the dream, and then he went to the Kirchor Gopinath temple, and then he had a desire. Yes, Priyadarshini Mataji, what was his desire?
He wanted to feed his Lord with the special prasadam which was made in Jagannath Puri.
The Kheer, no? Not Puri.
Yeah, the
Puri.
Kheer.
It was in Orissa only. In Orissa, Ramuna. Yes. So when he went to that Gopinath temple, Pujari was offering nice Kheer. And then he had a desire that if I taste this Kheer, I will be able to make the same Kheer for my Gopal. So he had a desire. But then later on, he realized, oh, it's an offense. The Kheer is not offered yet to the Lord. If it become prasad, then you can have. But Bhog, you can't have desire for the Bhog. But what did the Lord do? He stole the Kheer pot for his devotee. That's why he became Kirchor Gopinath. So like that, pure devotees also have desire. He didn't have a desire to taste the Kheer for his sense gratification, to satisfy his tongue. He wanted to satisfy Krishna. He wanted to taste the Kheer so that he can make a Kheer preparation for his Gopal. Okay, so one with no information of the Supreme must engage in selfish activities. That's a karmis. Who fulfill this criteria is only a Krishna conscious person who have no desire for sense enjoyment, always engage for this enjoyment of the Supreme. So here you should not feel, oh, Krishna consciousness is so like this, like we can't enjoy, there's no sense enjoyment. No, if you want to satisfy your tongue and belly, a day before yesterday was Gaur Purnima. You won't believe we had so many varieties of prasadam. We could not even take everything. So much. So in that way, a devotee, after offering to Krishna, take prasad and satisfy his tongue and belly. Right? If you want to have nice music, go and have a nice kirtan. So many kirtaniyas are there. Just start hearing the kirtan. That's satisfying your ears. If you want to satisfy your eyes, go see the beautiful decoration of Radha Govinda, the temple deities. You see how your eyes get satisfied. Right? So a Krishna conscious person have in festivals, so much enjoyment is there. In yatras, wherever you go. By the way, Naminishta Prabhu is planning for a Mangalore yatra. So all of you please do come. Everything, the link and things will be posted soon. And we hope we can all invite our deities to the new temple land. And you can all see the new temple almost getting done. So soon, might be in April, Prabhu will announce it. So if when you come for Mangalore Yatra, what happens? You're associating with devotees. Many of you I've never met, but I had opportunity to meet some of you, Prakash Parekh Prabhu, and so some of you, they came for the Yatra and I could meet. So the happiness which we feel when we meet devotees in person, that's more than we associate online. So even the Krishna conscious person can have sense enjoyment, but with Krishna. There is plus Krishna, not minus Krishna. So among devotees also, we can satisfy our senses by satisfying Krishna's senses. Yasmin tushtam jagat tushti. Right? So there is two stage, yoga ruruksha stage, that's the beginning, and yoga ruda stage is the advance. Okay, so meaning in yoga means the linking oneself to the Supreme. And the analogy given is yoga is compared to a ladder. Okay, so what are the different parts? Jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, bhakti yoga, and the beginning is called yoga ruksha, and the highest is yoga rudha. Okay, so third sloka says, arurukshor munaryogam karma karanam uchyate yoga rudasya tasyaiva sama karanam uchyate. For one who's a neophyte in the Eightfold Yoga system, work is said to be only the means. But for one who's already elevated in yoga, cessation of all material activities is said to be the means. And fourth sloka also, yadahi nendriyarteshu nakarmeshu anusachyate sarva sankalpa sannyasi yoga rudas tadochyate. A person is said to be elevated in yoga when, having renounced all material desires, he neither acts for sense gratification nor engage in fruitive activities. So here you can see the different ladder. The yoga is compared to a ladder, and then it begins from the lowest material condition to the topmost spiritual realization. So this is the 8th process of Ashtanga Yoga. What is a yoga ladder? Does anyone know which yoga comes to the bottom and top? How do we go? The hierarchy.
Topmost is Bhakti Yoga, Mataji.
Topmost Bhakti Yoga. Is Charu Mataji?
First one is Sakama Karma Yoga, Mataji. Then Nishkama
Karma Kandi. Then Akama Karma Yoga. Then Nishkama Karma Yoga. Good. Then Dhyana Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga.
and then Bhakti Yoga.
Yeah. So Priyadarshini Mataji, why you think Bhakti Yoga is the topmost?
You reach Lord, swiftest, and it's the easiest and the swiftest path to Lord Krishna.
Very good. Easiest and the quickest way. And in one lifetime, we can achieve perfection, right?
Yeah, one lifetime. Yes.
Bhakti yoga is like an elevator, and the rest of them are like staircases.
Yes. So in Bhakti Yoga, like you just have to press one switch, and what is that one switch?
Japnama yoga.
Yeah, Harinam. So when you just press it, and then yes, you're back. Prabhupada's like even children can, when Prabhupada was around, They were like, you can see in old pictures, so many kids were there. I was like, how fortunate they are. They could see Prabhupada, and Prabhupada gives them cookies and blesses them. And Prabhupada's like, see, these kids also are in Krishna conscious, or they can also go back home, back to Godhead. They're jumping in the kirtan, they're clapping hands, they're hearing the vibration. Even though they don't understand the class is going on, still the Bhagavad Gita, it enters their ears, the consciousness, and even they can go back. It is said, Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram Midam Uttamam Pratyakshavagam Dharmyam Pratyakshavagam Dharmyam Susukam Kartamam Evam. It's very easy to perform, as Mataji said, easiest and quickest way anybody can do. Even a dog can participate. Does anyone know the story how Shivananda Sena was in Chaitanya Charitamrita with Mahaprabhu? You all can join Chaitanya Charitamrita class every day. Every day it's happening at 8:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. in the temple link. So you can all join. We are reading now Glories of Haridas Thakur, Angelila chapter 3. Every day we read half an hour. So what's the story where Shivananda Sena could deliver even the dog? Yes, Srivadevi Mataji. You're on mute.
Yes, Hare Krishna Mataji. A dog came with Shivananda Sena and he was feeding it. But one day when Shivananda Sena was busy, the dog got escaped. And then when they came near Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they saw that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was feeding the dog with prasada and was telling the dog to chant Harinam. And the dog also chanted Harinam. And the next day went back to one.
Went back to Godhead. So that's so even now when Harinam Sankirtan happens, Nagara Sankirtan happens, some dogs also come and they'll be shaking their tails and howling, and they're also chanting. Some karma they are in that body, but then they're also spirit soul. Might be devotees from previous life. Some fall down happened, or might be not devotees also, but some Ajnana Sukruti is done. So because devotee will never go to an animal form, definitely it's human form only, but might be some karma. So Shivananda Sena, as Mataji said, yes, the dog was following them, and then finally he was feeding prasadam and all, and finally it reached Mahaprabhu, and they all could see the dog was chanting the holy name and going back. Okay, so even a dog can participate in Bhakti Yoga, so much easy. But can dogs sit and do meditation? No, it'll be sleeping. No, even can a child sit and meditate? For that reason, even adults, if something has to be practical, like if government passes a rule that if in the traffic signal when the right light glows and then all the vehicles should stop. So that means that should be applicable for all the vehicles. No, all the vehicles should be able to stop during the traffic light. Similarly, if it is prescribed that in Kali Yuga, if it is said that Ashtanga Yoga is prescribed in Kali Yuga, all of us should be able to do perfect Ashtanga Yoga. But we are not able to do. But all of us can do Harinam. Might be we are in Nama Aparat stage. We won't reach Nama Abhas or Shuddhanam. But still, we are able to chant. No, anybody can do it, right? So that's why. So this is practically applicable. So in Ashtanga Yoga, there are 8 limbs. That is Ashta Anga. Ashta means 8. Anga means limbs. Yama, what are the don'ts? And Niyama, what are the do's? Asana, the bodily posture. And Pranayama, the breathing exercise. Pratyahara, withdrawing the senses from sense object. Dharana, fixing the mind on Lord's form. Dhyana, it is by meditation on the Lord, and Samadhi is complete absorption. Okay, even this is there in Bhakti Yoga also. We also have Yama. What are the don'ts? The 4 regulative principles. No meat eating, no illicit sex, all that. The Niyama, we have some do's. No, what are we supposed to do? The chant, the 16 rounds and all that. Then Asana. Asana, it's not applicable in for a Bhakti Yoga, but still, if you could sit properly and then chant, that would be nice. Or you can walk and chant and stand and chant, that's no problem. And pranayam, when you chant the holy name itself, the breathing gets controlled. And definitely there is withdrawing the sense. You do ekadashi, there is pratyahara. You are withdrawing a sense from all the sense gratification slowly. And then there is fixing the mind on Lord's form while you do japa, or fixing your mind on the harinam, the shabda. And dhyana, there's meditation on the Lord, and samadhi is complete absorption. So, okay. So Yoga Ruruksha is the beginning, Yoga Ruda is the advanced stage. A Krishna conscious person, however, is situated from the beginning on the platform of meditation, where he always thinks of Krishna. And when constantly engaged in the service of Krishna, he is considered to have ceased all material activities. Krishna consciousness fulfills the criteria of Yoga Ruda stage by engagement in transcendental loving service. One is always pleased in himself and no longer engaged in sense gratification. Krishna conscious person can do everything for Krishna's satisfaction and thus perfectly detached from sense gratification. The Nirbandhe Krishna Sambandhe Yukta Vairam. The more you get attached to Krishna, the more you get detached from this material world. Without Krishna consciousness, senses always need engagement. And without Krishna consciousness, they are automatically engaged in sense gratification. Either our senses are serving Krishna or else it's serving Maya. So here in the 5th and 6th sloka, it's about the mind being our best friend and our worst enemy. Okay, when does it become your friend and when does it become your enemy? The mind. Yes. When does the mind become your friend?
Hare Krishna Mataji, when you can control your mind, that's when he is your friend. And when mind controls you, then he is the biggest enemy.
Yes, good. And Neeraj Mataji, who said that our mind is only our enemy? Somebody said to his father, no? When the father said, Vishnu is my enemy, and
Hiranyakashipu was Prahlad Maharaj told to Hiranyakashipu.
Yeah, so when Hiranyakashipu said, where is Vishnu? He is my enemy. And Prahlad is like, nobody's your enemy. Your uncontrolled mind is your enemy. That's true, no? Someday we get up, we are so happy. Some days, the same day, same family, same surroundings. We're so irritable and because of our mind, uncontrolled mind. And that's the only one who are worst enemy and we have to control it. So 6.5 and 6. Udhared atmanatmanam natmanam avashayadyade atmaiva hi atmano bandhur atmano ripuratmanaha. One must deliver himself with the help of his mind and not degrade himself. The mind is the friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well. Bandhuratmatmanastasya yenatmavatmana jidaha anatmanastu sakshatrutve vartedatmaiva shatruvat. For him who have controlled the mind is best of the friend. For one who have failed to do so, his very mind will remain the greatest enemy. True. So true. We know. So the controlled mind is your friend. It follows the dictation of the super soul and detached from sense gratification. The result is such mind will elevate us. And an uncontrolled mind is our enemy. It follows the dictation of lust, anger, and illusion. It is attached to sense gratification. It degrades us. So the mind control is the central point of yoga practice, to draw the mind away from sense objects and to control it, to make it our friend, discharging the mission of human life. And the best way to disentangle the mind, always engage the mind in Krishna consciousness, perfect surrender to Lord's dictation, following automatically in Krishna consciousness. Okay, now we have a small short breakout room, 5 minutes. I want to know the other methods of mind control. What are the practical applications or your personal applications of mind control? Yes, Krishna consciousness thing, but I want to have a elaborate version, like your personal application also, how you, your personally, how you able to achieve chanting 16 rounds and how you're able to control your mind. How was you before coming to Krishna consciousness, and after coming to Krishna consciousness? What is the changes in your way of dealing with people and distress and everything and approach? And what are the other ways of mind control, okay, which is practical in this Kali Yuga? So we just have a short breakout room, 5 minutes, and we just discuss the methods of mind control. Okay, come back. Okay, so I've closed the breakout room. Let's wait for others to come back. Yes, Hare Krishna. Who likes to speak first? Which room? Room number 1, 2, or 3? Yes, Prakash Pariprabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. All of us participated.
You are from room 3, na? Room number 3? Yes.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
We lucky we had Sachidanand Prabhuji with us. All the participants discussed very well, and we came to few conclusions. They divided the mind control into a physical way of mind control, mental ways of mind control, and spiritual ways of mind control. Various people, some of the participants described how physically they tried to control by calming down or by doing breathing exercises and sitting in a secluded corner. Similarly, people used mental control and spiritual control. One of the Matajis said very nicely that whenever she does anything, any of her duties, either cooking or driving, she always tries to chant all the time while doing that, and that's how she controls the mind very well. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, these are different ways. Yeah, so the physical ways, okay. So spiritual ways and everything. Yes, Aravind, can it, Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Mataji, we all discussed in the team
So can you have your video on so that those who speak can also. Yes, yes.
We all discussed that 6.35, wherein Lord Krishna is saying Asanshayam Mahabaho Manodor Nigraham Chalam Abhyasena to Kontaya Vairagyena Chagriyati. So we all understood that before coming to the Krishna consciousness, we were not having so much of practice, or we were not having so much of renunciation. We were attached to material things and were misguided in this world. So after coming to Krishna consciousness, we are able to practice that is Abhyas, that is Vairagya. So it's a practice and renunciation, how we have detached ourselves from the miseries, from the material bondages, and we have come to the holy service of Lord Krishna, which has helped us to control our mind and bring it to the service of Krishna, detaching it from the material bondages. This is the only way how we can control our mind, by Abhyas and by Vairagya. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Yeah, so we can relate how our life was before coming to Krishna consciousness and after coming to Krishna consciousness. Yes.
Mataji, I just forgot to tell one small issue. Sachidanand Prabhu very nicely said that chanting itself and attentively chanting gets a good mind control, and we all agreed on that.
Yes. So that is, and yes. And so
yes,
we heard, yes, Prabhu.
We also discussed that earlier we were not chanting 16 rounds, or may not have been following full regulative principles, but by mercy of Krishna, by focusing on the holy service, we have been able to increase it to 16 rounds, following 4 regulative principles, association with devotees, service in the temple. So these are all the things, how by controlling mind, how by abhyas and renunciation, we have been able to uplift us in the spiritual practices.
Yes. Okay, thank you, Prabhu. So, yes, so we have heard from room number 3 and 2. What about room number 1? I'm going to speak for room number 1. You can unmute everyone. Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Vedarshi.
We had a very fruitful, very nice discussion we had. Now, one thing, many things were said just now. in all, it's so simple that intelligence has to be, we have to go by the intelligence. So all those things what we talked about now, they're all guided by intelligence. Over that is soul. Between soul and intelligence, there's no conflict. Soul will definitely guide the intelligence in the proper way. The conflict comes between the intelligence and the mind. That link is very, very, very important. So we should not allow the mind to overrule the intelligence. You have to see that the intelligence overrules the mind. So we had a very nice discussion, and Maiti, our Kishore Prabhuji said, that a very nice quoting from Bengali he gave us.
Krishna Surya Samo Maya hoy andhakar, jaha Krishna taha noy Mayar adhikar. Yeah,
beautiful, Mataji. He said, where there is Maya, there is ignorance, and that can be removed only by the light of knowledge. It is Krishna consciousness. So, and all of us agreed on one thing, that, we have to see that, my personal experience too, that I rarely listen to the mind when it is, when there are two roads, when there's a road towards the right path and the wrong path. I don't give any chance for the mind to pop up and say, do this or do that, because I know it will always want me to go towards a wrong path, because that is easy, convenient, and very palatable. But then, in such cases, I only go by the intelligence. But sometimes we have roads which are both are favorable. In those cases, I allow the mind to take its decision and then go by what it says, because both will be equally right. So that is one thing. And about anger, we talked about that. Most of us, I think, have almost come over anger. And of course, about me, it's a different thing, because I'm quite elderly also. I don't think I get angry at all. I don't get angry at all. Nothing can anger me. I think one has to try to do one day and see if I want to try myself if I'm right or wrong. And our Neeraja Mataji said that, she chants Hare Krishna Mahamantra when she gets angry, and then by then it is all gone. And Sridevi Mataji also shared very nicely. She said earlier she never knew the difference between the mind and intelligence. But after coming into Krishna consciousness, after joining the ISKCON movement, they now know what is mind and intelligence. And they thought both were the same. So there's a paradigm shift in our thought process, in our attitudes, in our lives with this movement. And that's what I would like to say about, have I included everything, Prabhuji? Anything to be added?
Yes. No, Mataji, you have almost, you have completed, Mataji. You have covered everything.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Prabhuji, you are muted, Prabhuji. Maiti Prabhuji is muted, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything to be added, you can add, Prabhuji.
No, Mataji, it's fine. Very nice. You have done everything.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
If I'm not wrong, Priyadarshini Mataji, you just told he'll never get angry.
No, you try, Mataji, please. I'll be very happy if I get angry.
Make you angry?
Yeah. Yes, Mataji, you can try.
So nice.
In one of the class, Mataji, you said that anger will be the last item for us if for sense control. So that one also we discussed in this class. I remembered that your Mataji, Aishwarya Mataji said that one. So I was also very surprised that Priyadarshini Mataji has controlled her anger. It's very nice, actually.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
can you share us some tips, Mataji? Because I badly need tips on anger controlling. So can what do you do? How do you, like, even if there's a provoking situation, what do you do?
I'm calm. I'm just calm. It happens with myself.
You calm, or how do you deal with what happens to you at that time?
I don't react. I don't react at all. I wait for a moment. But even that time, when that moment also, there's no anger in the mind. See, everything I understand, Mataji. See, my servant may not come one day, for whatever reason. And I'm also not well that day. I said, somehow it will happen. Now, I never curse her. I never blame her. I never abuse her at that point of time. I said, something might be wrong with her. I will know when she comes, when she comes. I'll try to find out the reason.
How do you react when somebody criticizes you for a thing which it's not your fault? You are faultless, and then somebody finds fault with you, or somebody criticizes you for a mistake which is not yours.
Obviously, no reason at all. All the easy, Mataji, very easy.
Yeah, how do you react for such situation? Obviously,
Mataji, Vivekananda Prabhu, he said, no, when a gift, you give me a gift now. If I take the gift, I take it. Okay. If I don't take the gift, it will come back to you. You'll take it. So I just, even if maybe my fault is there, may not, supposing I have committed a fault, and my children, especially, I give them full freedom. My grandchildren too. They can find fault with me, but no one finds fault, obviously. But then, if it's my fault also, I feel, okay, yes, I have committed this fault. It happened. I'm a human being. It happened. I'm sorry. That's all. I'll say sorry, but no anger. No anger. If I'm really wrong. If I'm not wrong, there's no question of getting angry at all.
No, because if we are not wrong, if we are wrong, okay, we say sorry. But if we are not wrong, still they criticize you. See, you did this, but it's not our mistake. So at
Ignore it, Mataji.
Ignore it in the sense, will you walk away from that place? Or you
No.
Or you be there only.
No, I'll be there only. I'll be there. I'll never walk away.
Ignore it, and again that person keeps provoking. What do you do?
On the contrary, I'll be over nice to the person who said it. I'll be over nice to the person. I'll say, sit down. If it's outsider, then I'll say, do you want to have something to drink? Okay, continue.
Not for outsiders. Outsiders, yes, we are
insiders.
But it happens with the family.
Okay, then you allow them to complete their abuse, Mataji. Please complete. You sit in front of them. Then say, did you finish? Is it over now? Are you satisfied with your abusing me? Okay, then shall we now continue with the? Let us not go back on that. We say no, because I'm not interested in going back on that. Let's continue. That's all. No anger. And I don't know by providence or what, my husband was exactly like this, Mataji. He never got angry. He never got angry. People, his name was Prahlad actually. He never got angry. Prahlad.
Name is Prahlad. Was Prahlad.
He is not there, Mataji.
Yeah.
He's not. I lost him in COVID. I said, no, in COVID times he passed away. He never got angry. My father was like that, and probably the genes might be there, one thing. And secondly, my spirituality into the Bhagavad Gita and all that. And basically my attitude, and I feel there's no point in getting angry. You lose actually your energy in getting angry. Is it not?
Yes,
and then you composure in getting angry. Don't just ignore, Mataji. Whether right, and one thing, we can't always be right, Mataji. We can be wrong sometimes, We can be wrong. We can be wrong. But if you're wrong,
okay, so what happens? How do you react when somebody criticizes Krishna or blasphemes Prabhupada? Then how do you react? Still you won't get angry?
No, I will not get angry. Actually, they say get angry in the scriptures. That one thing I wanted to tell you, I never get angry. I listen to them. That happens with my grandchildren sometimes. I listen to them. Then I said, come on, sit down now, quietly. Do you have some time for me? Then they'll sit with me. Then I'll start whatever I want to say about Krishna. This is you are wrong. You have thought it wrongly. This is the truth. Sometimes if they get away, I'm not angry. They'll come after some time. They will come after some time.
So you're very special in that case, Mataji.
No, Mataji, I don't get angry.
No, that's nice. That's a nice quality.
I speak to Krishna, Mataji.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Actually, my father used to say one thing which I learned when I was a child. The anger is created between two forces or two living entities only when the picture is not clear. Like a dusk or a dawn. There is so much of sand going up in the clouds and you can't see the picture. So make the picture clear and then only react. Because once you make any picture clear, even the opposite party would understand what the reality is. Then you don't need to really answer anything else.
And one more, Prabhuji, anger is a sign of weakness, Prabhuji. I mean, Mataji and Prabhuji,
Yes.
So I want to be strong. I don't want to be weak. By health, we'll become weak, Mataji. But by attitude, I think one should be always strong. And strength lies in patience and forbearance and all that, Mataji. I feel like that.
There is a very good saying in Greek that anger destroys the vessel it is contained in.
Yes, true. Yes, Dinesh Prabhu, you would like to contribute?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. In fact, I am at a very noisy place. I am at the airport, just landed from Chennai. In fact, as in those circumstances when fault is not yours and you are blamed for something which is not done by you, internally there is a very strong reaction. I'm talking my personal level. Internally there is a strong reaction, but after coming into Krishna consciousness for as a couple of years, now I'm able to contain it within myself. I don't express it. And just try to see the reason or try to convince the other person the other way round, so that he is clear about his thinking, about his feelings about against me. But yes, I don't get angry. In fact, reaction is there. I contain it, but I don't get anger against that person.
Internally, there's a lot of things.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, thank you. Okay, Hare Krishna, everyone. So I hope you filled the attendance form. I have another class coming up. So we'll end here. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Mataji,
Yes,
Mat-
yes, Prabhu.
Mataji, I filled in the forms. I should not have filled because I joined very late today.
That's okay.
So-
See, you're traveling. Despite your travel, you still joined. So that I appreciate your commitment, Prabhu.
Thank you, bro.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji.
Thank you for joining.
Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Thank you.
Devi Mataji has promised to send me video link. Devi Mataji has promised that she will send. And
Yeah,
I will
Mataji, you
listen
can
to
post
it.
in the group. Okay, after every class, you just post the
Thank you.
live link.
Thank you. Thank
I
you,
have
Mataji.
posted
Thank
it,
you very
Prabhu.
much.
Mataji, what about the marks, Mataji, who have
What?
submitted handwritten later on?
Oh yeah, handwritten one. Because of Gaur Purnima, I could not go through. Neeraja Mataji's, Dinesh Prabhu's, right? Some of yours, Prakash Pare Prabhu's. Yeah, I have received it. So I'll just go through once and then update. Okay. To next
Thank
week.
you.
Pancharal.
Thank you.
Patitana Papi.